need something to talk about for the monologue. And I happened to look on Twitter, and I saw this tweet from Senator Tom Cotton from Arkansas, where he said, "We have a major under-incarceration problem in America, and it's only getting worse." Now, how's this for a guy? Listen to this. Tom Cotton, senator from Arkansas. Tom Cotton believes that we don't incarcerate enough people. There's just so much crime. The way to fix all that crime is we need to lock up more people. Now, just what a dick shitter this guy is, because the United States is like the leading penal colony on earth. The United States has more people incarcerated, due in large part to the war on drugs, but also things like mandatory minimums, just the ridiculous justice system of overcharging and pleading down. And I mean, we could spend weeks on just those issues alone. But because of that, the United States has more people locked up in jails, in prisons, than anyone else on earth. More than China, more than India, more than North Korea, more than countries who have vastly larger populations. I'm not talking about per capita. I'm talking about in real terms. And Tom Cotton thinks more people should be locked up. And this is the same Tom Cotton, by the way. This is like hardcore neocon warhawk central. This is patient zero for everything we absolutely despise on this program, is Tom Cotton. This is a guy who can't go to war with Iran fast enough, can't bomb Iraq enough, can't bomb Afghanistan enough, can't bomb Syria enough, loves starving people in Yemen. More, let's spend, and bomb. That's Tom Cotton. Now, I don't want this to come off as hyperbole, because I mean this when I say it. Tom Cotton is human debris. He is one of the worst just sacks of filth walking this earth. I mean that when I say it. But it actually kind of leads me in a little bit different direction. It's related to Tom Cotton, but it's not just about him. We talk about the state on this program, about Leviathan, about this the power, the authorities that be, the power that be, that restricts liberties, that infects institutions, and sometimes a layman who may be watching this program for the first time, who might say, well, what is that? What is the state? And that's an interesting question, because the state can be embodied in lots of ways by lots of things. So a lot of people think, well, the government. The government is a part of the state. The state is represented by the government. So when you think of a federal overreach over states' rights, and you think of states overreaching over local and municipalities, and you think of a local and a municipality overreaching and restricting the liberties of a sovereign individual, and that's wrong, and that's unjust, and that is the state. And that's fair. That's fair to say. But at the same time, take Tom Cotton, for example. He's a senator from Arkansas. He's one of the worst human beings that are currently living. But he didn't become a senator by winning the lottery. He didn't become senator because they take turns flipping coins or playing rock, paper, scissors. He became a senator because his constituents, the voters in the state of Arkansas, voted him into that position. And so it makes me think of, well, so what is the state? And you might, well, the police state, the military-industrial complex, the deep state, the intelligence state, the surveillance state, and all of those are great examples. But when someone like a Tom Cotton, just a demonstrably just terrible piece of filth, gets into a position of power and influence like he does in the United States Senate, he got there by the help, whether it was naivete or ignorance, or they know exactly who he is and that's what they want. He got there because people were voting for him. And so they're the state too. And it's an interesting thing because you think of, I know a lot of people in our community, in the liberty community, they're big hearts and minds people. We got to go out there and we got to change hearts and minds. And that's never really been what I'm about. I just like calling people dick shitters and moving on with my life. But for the hearts and minds people out there, the true bleeding heart types who really want to reach people and help them to see the light and to help themselves and to build this community that values liberty and individualism. And that's beautiful. And that's something we try to do on this program is building that kind of community. I love you guys. I love our audience. I definitely love the ones that go to patreon.com/Alan Mosley. But I do. I love you guys. And I feel like that's what we do here is we're building a community. But all of those other people, the overwhelming majority, the other 99% of people on earth, all your friends and family, perhaps, your neighbors, the people you work with, the people who live in your communities, those people who are the types who they don't really do any research on their own. If Dr. Fauci says lock down, they lock down. And anyone who doesn't, they think, oh, there's something wrong with you. We gotta do something about that person. The type of people voting for people like Tom Cotton, they're the state too. And it's an interesting dichotomy in that they're your neighbors, they're members of your geographic community, and you want to reach them, but they're also your enemy at the same time if they are supporting monsters and if they're supporting policies that will infringe upon your rights. And that makes it tough. But and I don't have an answer for you on how to fix that per se. Just to say that it just makes it that much more important for us to focus on our community. That's not a geographic community. It can be a community of people all over the world, people who maybe only know each other online, people who only get to visit once a year at some random person's annual live show. That's our community. And we want to grow that community, but it's just all the more important to keep that community close. So with that said, we have a message for Senator Tom Cotton of Arkansas. Here it is.